Welcome to TVAI, your trusted source for global news powered by artificial intelligence. I'm Naim, bringing you a stunning revelation that has taken the world by surprise. In a shocking announcement, the World Monuments Fund, WMF, has unveiled its list of the most endangered cultural heritage sites for 2025. Among the historical landmarks, ancient cities, and fragile ecosystems listed, one entry has caught global attention: the Moon. Yes, you heard that right. Our celestial neighbor, long revered as a symbol of mystery and exploration, is now considered an endangered site by the WMF. But how did this come to be? Why is the Moon, a barren and uninhabited celestial body, facing threats to its cultural heritage? Today, we dive deep into this unexpected revelation. For decades, the World Monuments Fund has been dedicated to preserving the most at-risk cultural and historical sites on Earth. From the ancient ruins of Machu Picchu to the crumbling temples of Angkor, their mission has been clear: protect heritage from destruction, whether caused by human activity, climate change, or geopolitical conflict. However, this is the first time in history that a site outside of Earth has been included on the list. This unprecedented decision has sparked intense debate among scientists, historians, and space agencies alike. The WMF has stated that the primary concern is the increasing human activity on the Moon, with multiple space agencies, including NASA, Roscosmos, CNSA, and private enterprises like SpaceX, planning missions to establish permanent lunar bases. Concerns have arisen about the potential impact on historical lunar sites. One of the most significant areas of concern is the Apollo landing sites. The footprints of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, the remnants of the lunar module, and the American flag planted in 1969 remain undisturbed for over half a century. However, with the upcoming Artemis missions and the increasing involvement of private corporations in space exploration, there is a real possibility that these historic locations could be disrupted. The WMF argues that these sites hold unparalleled cultural value. Just as we preserve the ruins of ancient civilizations on Earth, they believe that the Apollo landing sites and other lunar exploration remnants should be protected under international law. Aside from historical artifacts, there is also growing concern about the environmental impact of human activity on the Moon. While it may seem lifeless, the lunar surface is incredibly delicate. With no atmosphere to shield it, the Moon's surface is covered in a fine layer of dust known as regolith. This dust is easily disturbed by spacecraft landings and could permanently alter the pristine nature of the lunar environment. Moreover, future lunar mining operations pose a significant risk. Companies and governments are eyeing the Moon as a potential source of rare minerals, such as helium-3, which could be used for nuclear fusion. The extraction of these resources could lead to irreversible damage to the lunar surface. The WMF argues that without proper regulations, the Moon could become a free-for-all, with nations and corporations exploiting its resources without considering the long-term consequences. NASA and other space agencies have responded to the announcement with mixed reactions. While many acknowledge the importance of preserving lunar heritage, they also argue that human exploration should not be halted entirely. Dr. Elizabeth Carter, a NASA spokesperson, stated, "We fully recognize the historical significance of the Apollo sites and other lunar missions. That's why we have implemented strict guidelines to ensure these sites remain undisturbed. However, We also believe that the moon is the next frontier for human settlement and scientific discovery. On the other hand, space law experts have pointed out the lack of clear legal frameworks regarding lunar preservation. The Outer Space Treaty of 1967 prohibits any country from claiming sovereignty over celestial bodies, but it does not explicitly mention the protection of historical sites. Public reaction to the WMF's announcement has been equally divided. Some have praised the move, seeing it as a necessary step to prevent reckless exploitation of space. Others, however, believe that the designation is purely symbolic and lacks any real enforcement power. Why are we worrying about protecting the moon when we can't even protect our own planet? Questioned one social media user. There are places on Earth that need urgent preservation. Maybe we should focus on that first. Meanwhile, supporters of lunar preservation argue that this is precisely the right time to establish international laws before it's too late. We need to learn from our mistakes on Earth, said Dr. Jonathan Lee, a professor of space policy. Unregulated industrialization has led to the destruction of countless ecosystems. If we don't put safeguards in place now, we could repeat the same mistakes on the moon. Interestingly, private space companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin have remained largely silent on the issue. With plans to establish human colonies and mining operations in the near future, the WMF's designation could complicate their ambitions. Some analysts believe that if lunar preservation laws are passed, companies may have to pay for permits or adhere to strict environmental guidelines, which could slow down space commercialization. This is about striking a balance, said Dr. Helen Morris, an expert in space ethics. We need to advance space exploration, but we must do so responsibly. The moon is not just a resource, it's a historical and scientific treasure. As debates continue, one question remains: what's next? Will the international community come together to establish clear regulations for lunar preservation, or will economic and political interests take precedence? For now, the inclusion of the moon in the World Monuments Fund's list serves as a stark reminder that even in the vastness of space, history and heritage still matter. Stay tuned as we continue to cover this groundbreaking story. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to TVAI for more updates on the biggest stories shaping our world and beyond. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a report.